Hello, welcome to this severe weather update. So let's see what's going on with the severe weather in the U.S. and Canada. So first in the U.S. we have a slight risk in parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, and a marginal risk in parts of Kansas, Nebraska, and Iowa, and Missouri, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Illinois there. And this light risk extends to Iowa. Yes, because I said only Wisconsin, Minnesota, so Iowa, Wisconsin, and Minnesota in the slight risk. There's another marginal risk in Virginia, North Carolina, parts of Maryland, West Virginia, Pennsylvania. So be aware there as well. So tornado threat is actually 5% in Minnesota, Western Wisconsin. So be aware there this afternoon and evening. And that's just a 5%, but you know what happened yesterday in South Dakota there. There were some tornadoes reported, especially a pipe tornado very close to Reed Timmer yesterday in parts of North and South Dakota. So be careful there. The storms today will have a similar tornado potential. So make sure you have ways to receive alerts and stay safe. So let's see. Wind threat is 15 and 5% in the slight and the marginal, and 5% in the east. Hail threat is 5% in the east, 15 and 5% there in the Midwestern plains as well. So stay safe. Let's see. Severe thunderstorms most probably this afternoon and evening over portions of the upper Mississippi Valley region with threat for tornadoes, damaging winds, severe gusts, and sporadic large hail. So stay safe there. Let's see. This is the HER. It shows that low pressure system there in Canada and the storms today. So it has the storms firing this afternoon in Minnesota, some strong ones there in northwestern Iowa, southwestern Minnesota too, and the line goes all the way down to Kansas, so Nebraska. More storms through this evening and tonight through Kansas, Nebraska, parts of Iowa, going to Wisconsin and other areas. But the most severe intense storms will be those ones in Minnesota there in the afternoon to northwestern Wisconsin. The ones in Iowa as well, Nebraska and Iowa, especially Iowa and Minnesota, will have some pretty intense ones as well. So be careful there. Some damaging winds, a few tornadoes, and large hail. So be careful, and with a line like that, especially damaging winds. So let's see. In the south, it shows a lot of moisture from that moisture in the Gulf there. So especially in Texas, Louisiana, shows a lot of storms and moisture this afternoon. Let's see, Florida, some afternoon storms there too. And the marginal risk in parts of Virginia and the Mid-Atlantic shows some strong to severe storms firing Pennsylvania, and by the look of the storms, they look severe there later this afternoon in Pennsylvania, going to Maryland and Virginia. So be careful there. Northern North Carolina might have some as well. So stay safe there. Let's see. 14C. So this is the significant tornado parameter this afternoon. It shows, let's see, so higher values near northwestern Wisconsin and Minnesota, and even to Iowa, but especially Minnesota and Wisconsin, some higher parameters there for tornadoes. And let's see, later it dissipates along the night, but let's see. But earlier, like in the afternoon, shows higher values in Minnesota and southwestern Ontario, and then later goes more to Wisconsin there. So be careful in those areas. And let's see, the updraft helicity, let's see the full run. It shows more tracks there in Minnesota, some powerful tracks there indicating severe storms with strong winds and large hail and tornado potential going to Ontario as well, and Wisconsin there. But especially those tracks in Minnesota look more troubling. So be safe there. Let's see, in Iowa shows some tracks too. This like rotating updraft probability, so severe storms. So into Kansas and Nebraska, some there as well. So stay safe there. Let's see. the most unstable Cape this afternoon. Shows more northern Missouri and Iowa, but some in Wisconsin, Minnesota as well. The surface-based Cape by the surface there shows more. Let's see, because by this time the storms might be eating it up already, but it shows a little bit earlier some high values there in Minnesota and Wisconsin, into Iowa as well. Let's see, some reds there are above 3,500 joules per kilogram in some areas there. And mixed layer Cape shows, let's see, shows more Minnesota there in Wisconsin as well. So stay safe there. And let's see some rainfall stuff. So wait here. So we have already some discussions there in Minnesota and North Dakota for the storms there, with some flash flood potential. Let's see, the map today shows rain, storms, flash floods. Let's see tomorrow and later. Excessive rainfalls is light in Virginia, parts of Pennsylvania, Maryland, and West Virginia today, so be aware there. A slight in Texas, southeastern Texas, be careful there as well. 15% chance of exceeding flash flood guidance, so let's see, a marginal in parts of Louisiana and Texas, a 15% in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, parts of Missouri and Nebraska as well, and even northeastern Kansas, so stay safe there, and a marginal from New Mexico to Minnesota, and a marginal from North Carolina to New York. Day 2, another slight in Texas, southwestern Louisiana, continue to be careful there, and a marginal from New Mexico to New York, a wide area. Day 3 for Saturday, another slight in Louisiana and Texas, be careful there, and a marginal in New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, and a marginal from Arkansas to Maine, be aware. Day 4 Sunday shows another marginal in Texas, Louisiana coast, and in Texas and New Mexico, in parts of the east. Day 5 Monday shows another marginal in Texas, Louisiana, New Mexico, southern Oklahoma, and the Carolinas, and parts of Georgia, so be aware there. Precipitation today shows a lot in the Gulf there, especially Texas, southwestern Louisiana, some more in Louisiana, some in Florida, in the east there from the storms in Virginia and Pennsylvania, and a lot there in Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa from the storms there, and all the way down into New Mexico, more rain and storms, so be aware. Tomorrow for Friday shows still a lot in Texas and Louisiana, be careful there. They have some oranges there, close to 4 inches, 3 to 4 inches, and even more. Let's see, more rain across New Mexico, northern Texas, Oklahoma, into Arkansas, the Midwest, Missouri, into Canada there. So more in the east and some in Florida. Day 3 for Saturday, some more near Florida, more in Louisiana and Texas, more in the southwest, parts of Texas, more rain across the east and northeast on Saturday, and some central mid-south areas. Day 4, so day 3 was Saturday. So day 3 was Saturday, but day 4 showing Monday. Weird. So they don't have Sunday here. Jumped straight to Monday. But let's see. Shows more still in Texas, in Oklahoma, Louisiana especially, more New Mexico, and in the east there still. Day 5 for Tuesday shows more in western Texas and Mexico there, because that moisture is coming further inland, more in Louisiana, Oklahoma still, and in the east, southeast. Day 6 next Wednesday, more in the general south there, it's in some isolated on the north. Day 7 more across the whole south, Florida and Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Texas, and those areas, and more some isolated on the plains there. So stay safe. Day 1 through 7 shows a lot in Texas and Oklahoma. That's Texas and Louisiana actually. Texas, Louisiana shows close, that yellow is close to 15 inches, I think, from all the 7 days. So stay safe there. Might be some flash floods and some problems in western Louisiana and Texas, and southern Louisiana too. Some in Oklahoma, Texas, Mexico there, New Mexico. Shows a lot near Florida and the Bahamas, and a lot in some other areas of the east into Canada. So stay safe there. Let's see, this doesn't show anything here, and let's see, The heat risk is still some major and extreme in parts of Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois. Let's see, some moderate on the southwest, on the west as well. Friday, more major and extreme heat risk parts of the southern Midwest and Tennessee, Kentucky areas. Moderate heat risk in a bunch of places in the west and the southeast. Saturday, more moderate heat risk across the east, the southeast, southern Texas, and the southwest and the northwest. Sunday, more major to moderate heat risk in the northwest and southwest, southeast as well, and South Texas. Minor heat risk all the way to the northeast. Monday, more moderate heat risk in the south, and some major in Florida, some moderate in the northwest and southwest. Tuesday, more moderate heat risk in the southwest, in the north, and the east and southeast. Wednesday, some more major heat risk in Florida, moderate on the south and southwest. So stay safe there. The high temperatures today show some 90s in Oklahoma, Texas, some 100s in Tennessee, Kentucky, some 90s across many areas in the southeast, some 100s on the southwest, 90s on the California Valley, even to 100 in southern Oregon, California. So be careful there. For tomorrow, shows more 100s on the southwest, more 90s across the west there, even to 100, more 90s across the Ohio Valley, part of the Midwest, almost to the northeast, more 90s on the southeast. So be aware of the heat there. Let's see. The low temperatures tomorrow shows a little bit cooler on the mountains on the west there, but nothing crazy, and very hot in the south. So let's see. The day 3 maximum temperatures, more 90s and 100s on the west, and on the southeast, so 90s, and parts of the plains too. Let's see. Day 4 shows more 100s kind of the northwest, the southwest, some 90s in the northern plains as well, some 90s in the southeast. Let's see. Day 5 maximum shows more 90s in the north, on the northwest, 100s on the southwest, 90s on the southeast. Day 6 max shows more 90s on the north, 100s on the southwest in California, and 90s on the southeast. Day 7 shows more 90s in the some 80s and 90s on the southeast, some 80s in the south, low 90s, 80s in the plains there, and some 100s on the southwest and in California still. So be aware there. Let's see, more gusty winds today in the northern plains, in some areas to the north there, in Arizona too, a gusty wind or two, but nothing crazy. Some gusty winds in the ocean, near the Bahamas, let's see, in the northwest there, near the coast, but especially in the plains, in those storms, we have a lot of strong to severe gusts too. So be careful there. Let's see, the current hazards has some air quality advisories there because of the fires, some heat advisories there in some areas of the mid-south, of the east, flood watches in Virginia, New Mexico. Let's see, some air quality advisories in Idaho, some wind advisories in Montana, and more stuff. So let's see some stuff here. So this is some wind gusts forecast from the HER. It shows from those storms today potentially Minnesota 60 close to 70 mile per hour wind gusts with those storms, in Iowa and parts of southeast and South Dakota, some 60 to 70 miles per hour gusts too. So be careful there. Some gusty winds might occur throughout Kansas, Nebraska, those storms as well. So stay safe. And in Canada, it shows some mild storms possible, some normal thunderstorms, and some funnel clouds possible in parts of Manitoba and Saskatchewan this afternoon, and that area in yellow, some moderate to severe storms possible there today. So area B shows 90 km/h gusts possible, 30 to 50 millimeters of rain, and some large hail. So be careful there. Into Ontario, some severe storms in southwestern Ontario possible as well, and general risk of storms throughout the areas. Some very large hail. Let's see, strong winds, a tornado or two possible, and heavy rain. So be careful there. In Quebec, they don't show anything. So, but is this yesterday or? Let's see. Friday, no. So nothing, sorry. So let's see. Atlantic Canada shows some storms in the ocean there, but nothing crazy. But this is Wednesday. Let's see day 2 for Thursday. Let's see. Shows nothing crazy there. But in the Northwestern Territories, shows some minor storms with some rain and hail possible and some wind. So be aware there. In British Columbia, let's see, some minor storms in Yukon there, and British Columbia is quite fine. So be aware there. Let's see some current alerts they have. So shows still some air quality advisories in Manitoba and parts of Saskatchewan because of the smoke causing low visibility and bad air quality. Northwestern Territories, some air quality advisories as well. Let's see, be careful there, and in effect for those areas, so be careful. And this other air quality advisory just to the east there, still some storm surge warnings in northern Yukon, some special air quality statements in western Ontario because of the smoke as well. Southern Ontario shows some rainfall warnings because of the storms and heavy downpours. Be careful there. Still some wind warnings in northern Quebec, so be careful with the strong to damaging winds there. Now let's see more wind warnings in parts of northern Quebec, and New Brunswick shows frost advisory, minimum temperatures -1 to 4 degrees, coldest in low-lying areas, locations northwestern New Brunswick early Friday morning. So frost may damage some crops in frost-prone areas. So be aware there, and this is mainly it. Let's see. So in Western Canada, shows still more rain near the coast in British Columbia and Yukon today in Alaska. So be aware there, some snow in the mountains. Friday, some more rain there in British Columbia and Yukon. With some other system into Saturday. Some more rainstorms in the Northwestern Territories like today and Friday. There are some other storms there. Let's see Saturday, still the rain there in the coast, some other rain or storm or two there into Sunday. So nothing big on the horizon. Might like next Wednesday a bigger system coming to the coast there, and some heavy rain, especially like by next Thursday, September 5th, some heavy rain there, southern Alaska and British Columbia, and some lingering storms there possible, but nothing crazy there. Let's see Central Canada, shows that big system spinning there, with the potentially severe storms there in Manitoba, southwestern Ontario, in the U.S. And then this keeps going. Let's see more storms, still a storm or two in Saskatchewan, more parts of Manitoba, going to Western Ontario. So by Friday, more storms to Western Ontario, into Hudson Bay there. Then the cold front moves along through Ontario with more rain and goes into Quebec. Nothing big on the horizon after that. Just Monday, a storm or two there, and some little stuff. Might have a system by next Tuesday, the 3rd, and some rain by next Thursday, but nothing crazy. And Eastern Canada, it shows the storms there in Ontario coming. They keep coming. Let's see, by Friday the cold front goes into Quebec, more storms in southern Ontario. They might be severe by Saturday in southern Ontario, southwestern Quebec. The front keeps going, some rain in New Brunswick and some other areas too. That system rushes back behind it by Sunday there, some more rain through Ontario and Quebec as it goes out there. And then Tuesday, still some rain there, some systems from the Hudson Bay by next Wednesday. Shows a bigger system by next Thursday and Friday there coming. And maybe some other systems by next Saturday the 7th in southern Canada. So be careful there. And this is mainly it. So let's see some temperatures. It's in the 20s there in Ontario, some higher 20s in some areas. Let's see. And in British Columbia, Saskatchewan, some 20s in parts, some lower areas of British Columbia, and Alberta. So that's Alberta, sorry. Some 20s there too. Colder in Yukon and parts of northern British Columbia. And let's see. shows discontinuous, some cold air of that system there, but it gets warmer during the day, especially in the south, especially next Sunday, warmer in southern British Columbia, parts of Alberta, Saskatchewan, and some areas there in the 20s. So let's see. Wind gusts still shows very strong winds in northern Quebec there because of that system, close to 100 kilometers per hour. Northern Labrador as well. So be careful, those strong gusts keep coming. With the next system as well by Saturday, some very strong gusts from Nunavut, Quebec and Labrador, and some other areas. This goes towards Greenland, and be careful there. And in the west, in central Canada, shows the stronger winds there in Ontario. That system goes there with the storms too. Let's see later. Nothing crazy for Western Canada. Might have a gusty wind or two, those systems near the coast and in Nunavut, but nothing crazy. So stay safe.